Responsibility of alcohol and the use of drugs does not necessarily mean you need to moderate how much you use. It means that precautions should be taken before drinking and using drugs so that no harm is done. Responsible drinking means that you should take safety precautions before and after drinking and reduce the amount of alcohol consumed. It is also beneficial to skip a drink here and there to help keep the blood alcohol concentration down. Responsible consumption of alcohol could also mean to stop drinking, as it could be causing too much harm. An important part of responsible drinking is knowing not to drink and drive, as alcohol is a depressant drug and slows down the reaction speed. By driving, you're going to put your life and a stranger's life at risk. When consumed responsibly, alcohol can reduce the risk of a heart disease, reduce the risk of an ischemic stroke, and possibly reduce the risk of diabetes. Responsible use of drugs means to take the right dosage, as too less of a dose could lead to feeling uncomfortable and frustrated at times. And drugs should never be used as a form of being popular and should only be used in the form of medical needs. Responsible use of drugs means to make sure that any type of food mixed with drugs is not as harmful as drugs alone. The most drug-related death is caused by depression pills. Responsible use of drugs means to consult a doctor when you realize that the drug used is going out of hand. Irresponsible use of alcohol is a major problem around the world. Irresponsible drinking means to drink 7 times a week or even more. Drinking a lot could cause problems such as cancer, pancreatitis, heart failure, high blood pressure, and many more. Irresponsible use of alcohol is also seen when you're pregnant, you've been diagnosed with alcoholism, have been told that you have a weak heart, yet you continue to drink. Irresponsible drinking is also seen when you're drinking underage, mainly because it is against the law around the world, but also because there are high chances of getting addicted and putting your health at risk. Irresponsible use of drugs is when a doctor prescribes you with drugs, but you tend to overdose to help relieve pain and depression. More than 36,000 people die from drug misuse every year. An important misuse of drugs is when it is used for fun. It starts off as a cure to certain emotions, but continues to become more of a hobby than a necessity. Moreover, it becomes a wild addiction, as when you first leave drugs, you experience mood swings, hallucinations, confusion, and the craving for drugs. Drugs could also affect your body with seizures, strokes, and brain damage. Ambien is a sedative which is used to treat insomnia. Ambien helps you fall asleep when on bed. However, there's an effect of Ambien known as sleep eating, in which people have had no memory of their actions while sleeping. After taking Ambien, some people started to do things they did not realize they were doing. Some actions included driving a car, eating food, talking on the phone, and walking around. Ambien has also had serious side effects on the respiratory, digestive, and sensory systems, causing irregular heartbeat, nausea and vomiting, and many more. 60 million people have bought sleeping pills, with at least 1% affected with side effects. Chantix is a smoking cessation to help you stop smoking. Chantix works by neutralizing the effects of nicotine and the nicotine acetylcholine receptors in the brain. Chantix is a successful drug that has 2:5 successful rate as an aid to quit smoking. For every 1,000 people, at least 200 people are cured. However, there are very serious side effects to Chantix, such as depression, hostility, and suicidal thoughts. Some dangerous symptoms include chest pain and sudden numbness on one side of the body. Drugs have been legalized in at least 15 countries around the world, with Portugal being the first European country to abolish all penalties for personal drug possession. In the US, marijuana has been legalized for ages over 21 in California, Oregon, Alaska, and Washington for medical uses.
Created using Powtoon.